Hi, everybody. So if you are watching this video, you have completed this step, which was step 2, part 2, where you created your translation rule, you wrote it in function notation, you performed the 2 transformations, and you hit submit on your spreadsheet. Okay, so now we're ready to move. So now your spreadsheet looks like this. And we are now ready to move to the next step, which is properties of translation and properties of dilation. We will do, so this will be done in one video, and then this will be done in the next video. So let's talk about the math for the first video. That video is actually going to be located here for you. So this video is going to take the place of this spot right here. So let's look at the math. The first thing it tells us to do is to pick 2 points on your domain, which is the pre-image of this transformation. So for me, I did translation first. Because I did translation first, I am going to choose 2 points over here on the pre-image. Okay, so I decided I am going to choose these 2 points here. Identify the corresponding points on the image. So that means I'm going to also look at these 2 points here. But let's take this step by step. Let's go ahead and write these 2 points first. So I have a little whiteboard down here that I'm using that I'm going to write it on. Now, instead of saying point 1 and point 2, like it says in the directions, I'm actually going to label it with the points that it is in my table. So let me go back to my table, see what letters go with it. The letter E goes with these 2 points, E and F. E and F goes with these 2 points. So E and F. All right, so let's call this, instead of point 1, we're going to call it E. And let's call this, instead of point 2, we're going to call it F. That makes this E prime and this F prime. Okay, so now we have our 2 points. Pick 2 points on your domain, which is the pre-image. You identify the corresponding points on the image, which we've done. So we've done step 1 and we've done step 2. Now let's go to step 3. It says the line segment contains a point from your pre-image to your corresponding point in your image. So that means a line is going to go from the pre-image to the image. A line is going to go from the pre-image to the image. So let's go to our graph and let's see what that looks like, okay? I'm going to screenshot this because I'm going to trace on it so that you can see. -4, -1.75. So that means the point is right here. So that means the corresponding point is going to be right here. Okay, so we're drawing a line segment from here to here. We're looking at this line segment. So let's call that line segment 1. And now let's look at our other point. And we're going to do this in a different color, the other point. So the other point was negative. Let's do this in red, -3, 1.6. So -3 is here, and 1.6, right? That's -1.6. Corresponding point is going to be right here, and we draw a line segment from there to there. And so the question is, right? So let's go see what the problem is asking us. We're going to prove a property of translation. So let's go to translation and let's prove the line segments from the points of the pre-image to the corresponding points of the image are parallel. We're going to prove that the lines are parallel. That's important, parallel. So in order to prove that lines are parallel, we're going to use slope to prove that they're parallel. So let's go back here and let's do the work. We're going to do slope. This is going to be our first line. Because remember, it said from pre-image to image, pre-image to image. So this is going to be line 1. And this is going to be our second line. Let's do this in a different color. This one is going to be our second line. So line 2. So we're going to find the slope of both lines. So slope of line 1 and then slope of line 2. And we're checking to see if the slope, okay, so parallel lines have the same slope. Parallel lines have the same slope. So we're checking to see if the lines are parallel. If they have the same slope, then the lines are parallel. All right, so first things first, what is the slope formula? Slope formula is going to be y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Now, for the sake of our work, I'm going to label our points, right? x1, y1, x2, y2 to help us remember. x1, y1, x2, y2. And remember, the 1 just means the first point. The 2 just means the second point. So find the slope. Here we go. y1, so negative 1.75 minus 1.25. Okay, that's the y coordinates. And then negative 4 minus negative 6. That's how you set that first one up. All right, so remember, don't go up and down, go left to right, because it's in blue. So this is at y1, this is y2, then we got negative 4 and negative 6. Okay, all right, let's do the next one. y1, so negative 1.75 minus 1.25. Okay, that's the y coordinates. And then negative 4 minus negative 6. That's how you set that first one up. All right, so remember, don't go up and down, go left to right, because it's in blue. So this is at y1, this is y2, then we got negative 4 and negative 6. Okay, all right, let's do the next one.